Okay, science fiction. Well, my new show that's coming up October 15th, they're asking for science fiction. So I kind of need to crank butt on some things. And so I couldn't afford to have this entire day go by like yesterday. So I've decided to do an evening Sunday show here. So I think a few people have tomorrow off, I hope. And so we're going to crank this out here. So we're going to do our sponge technique right off here. Oh! So new science fiction. Could be a fun one. This could be kind of like a kind of thing. So we're going to come in with the yellow ochre right off. I have no idea what that song is, but it's one's in my head. We're going to get this covered right away here. Whoa! I know it's an oddball time, so see if anybody is able to join me. But yeah, I need to crank, and this show actually may be longer than an hour to see how much progress we're making. But I have an exact firm idea what I want to do here, so we will see what we can do. Now I got to create 3 more, including this one. There'll be 3 more science fiction, and I don't have that much time to do it, so I'm going to do it. Hey, Billy, how you doing? I'll call you Bobby. How's that? Yeah, I got it. I got a show coming up October 15th, and I have a vacation in the middle of that, going to Washington, D.C. So I don't have much time to crank these out, but I'll get there. I kind of was irritated with myself today. I wasn't feeling the motivation. And I tell you what, that's one thing about these doing these live videos. It's like once I lock it in, I have to paint, and it's just like get off your rear end. Yeah. But I thought it'd be kind of cool to do a kind of Portland theme science fiction. So I've already got one that I'm going to put in, but I want to do a couple more. So we'll get there. Okay. No idea. Okay, so we kind of got the background thing. We're going to now sketch in the buildings. Whoa! Okay, couldn't help myself, sorry. All right. Get some paint brushes out here that look like I'm going to use. Like this one's definitely going to get used. That one definitely is going to get used. That's probably the first one up. Okay, so right off, we have light poles here. We're going to put those in right now. I had a friend that turned 71 yesterday, the old ancient old fart. I'll tell you what. He'll probably outlive us all. Had to take him out for brunch yesterday. Good guy. All right. What we got here, big sign here. Pop that thing right in right now. It comes up there. Yawdy-dum-dum, yawdy-da-dum. Okay, cool. And then we got a sidewalk here. That's going to be, we'll put that there. You can see that sidewalk. And then we've got the buildings over here, and that's about halfway up. Just looking off at my photograph that I took. Thank you. Well, they want the new place wants nothing but sci-fi. So I'm a little concerned about that because sometimes the sci-fi is a very niche oriented art. So we will see. But I will do what I can do, and I love doing sci-fi. That was my roots with science fiction. I did illustrations for science fiction back in the '90s. So that was my basis, for art, So, and I actually thought, holy crapolas, I was going to make it because they were popular for a while there. The people were paying top price, and then the market fell out, and that's what happens. You just got to kind of live with it. So. And it's going to be kind of a Portland scene / science fiction. So, and I got another one in mind after this one too. So I got to kind of, like I said, kind of crank on these. So sometimes if I'm not talking and singing away because I'm needing to get done. Oh, so there's a building here. It goes about there. And that is about exactly halfway. So we're going to do that. A busy intersection here. This is Burnside, which is one of our busiest streets. It might be the busiest street in Portland. Goes beyond a little bit halfway there. Maybe a little more than that. There we go. Talking to myself, full conversation going on here. Don't worry about it. All right. There's another building here, another condo complex here. And it's about there. So we've got opposite side of the street here, out here. I eyeball this, as you know. I use landmarks. I call them landmarks because that's what they are. It's like, where does that fit on the painting? Because the photograph is actually very similar in proportion as to what the canvas is. So that's very helpful. That's very helpful. Yeah. Whoa! Couldn't help myself. Sorry. Getting excited. I have a good feeling about this painting already. So I think we're going to be able to crank this one out and do a good job with it. Right. Pouring myself a glass of wine is I have tomorrow off, so yay. had a house full of people here this weekend, so that was one of the reasons I couldn't be on yesterday, because it would have been a little too noisy. They're not quiet people. Wonderful people, but not quiet. Love them dearly, though. All right. So how are you doing, Billy? I'm looking at a picture. It's actually going to be a Portland scene, but it's going to be a science fiction one. Most science fiction just comes out of the brain, but if it's like a Portland specific situation, I will use a photograph, and I took this photograph, and so that's why you're seeing me constantly looking over, and that's what it is. It is a photograph that I took. So, but I'm going to turn it into science fiction. So it's going to be fun. Oh, that's good. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I took this photograph. I stood on the corner of Burnside and, oh gosh, what the heck is that cross street? I think it's 12th. And so that's where I just snapped the picture. It's a very famous landmark here in Portland, and so I thought that would be really cool to be part of a science fiction one. And I have they won't mind. They're cool people who own that bookstore. So really cool people. I thought we were going to lose them here when the pandemic was really underway, but then we managed to. Portland came together and saved them. It was great. It was great. It's always kind of cool when people do that. I always say there's goodwill, and it's always there. It's there if we just find it. There's another building in here. We'll just put that in there. Got this building here. We got and it's an interesting building too. Mixed brown here and black, brown and black and blue. We're going to get these streets in here real quick here. And I might go beyond an hour. I don't know how long YouTube allows me to be on, but I kind of need to get my butt in gear. Yes, just be honest with you. Oh, Lord. Oh. I want to kind of kick it into gear here. Actually, I'm actually going to cheat here, and I'm going to use a sponge. Wherever you can cheat, cheat. That's what I always say. A sponge covers a lot more area really fast than a brush does. We're just getting the first coating down here. That's going to be interesting. It's going to be the science fiction show at this bar. Ah, there you go. Spider-Man. I think Tom Holland single-handedly rescued the franchise. I haven't watched the House of Dragons yet. Need to. I don't watch that much shows, so sometimes I have to kind of push myself to do that. Same thing with reading. I need to push myself sometimes. It's like, come on, Mike, you can do better than this. Hey, Merrick, how are you doing? Well, as you know, Merrick, I got a show coming up October 15th, and they want science fiction. And I want to do a couple of about 2 or 3 Portland themes that are science fiction. And so that's what this is going to be. And you'll see once we start developing it. Whoa, couldn't help myself, sorry. Got excited again. Yeah. All right. This is interesting. This is kind of red here. And I might actually go longer than an hour tonight because I need to kick things into high gear here. Oh my goodness. I was so mad at myself. I was kind of a lazy butt today. And I said, okay, Mike, you can't allow this day go by without working. Otherwise, you're not going to get things done. So I've got 7 science fiction paintings done so far. I need 3 more. This is the eighth one now. Oh, I'll do it. I'll manage to do this. So that's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Okay. These are condominiums here in the Pearl District. That's what we have an area called the Pearl District here. High-end condos. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, cool. All right. I kind of try to get the floors right. Oh my God, that's a increase there. Well, I remember when Mount St. Helens used to be 10,000 feet. Now it's 8,000 feet when the top was blowing off the top of it. Oh, oh, the things we go through. And there's a building here. Let's go like this. We're going to make it a little, we're going to do a little shift there. And that's that building. Okay. I don't know how long YouTube allows you to broadcast live. I guess we'll find out. I do need to. I need to get my button gear here. That's kind of like what I like about shows because it forces you to get on it. Get on it. You know, I don't have. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. That one's close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and that's all right. Some more right here. I have to talk to myself here because I'm guiding myself through where it is on that photograph. So bear with me when I talk to myself. Yeah. Coming out with another brush. Whoa, couldn't help myself. Got excited because we have another brush coming out. Oh, I know. Yeah. I was right in the direct path of it when I was 17. Half that mountain landed on Yakima. It's like, oh my God, that was a mess. I mean, the most incredible thing was hearing the rumbling, and then also was the lightning storms. Though you were transported to a different planet all at once. It was just absolutely amazing that you could have that type of. You had this blood red. It went totally pitch black, but then you'd have this blood red sky, and then the blue lightning go roaring across the sky, and it was like, wow. You know, it was like, eh, eh, this is not good. Yeah, that was it. That was something else. Glad I went through it because what an experience. But glad I survived it. That's literally how bad it was. You know, they didn't think we were going to make it. You know? And we made it. Here I am. Probably have some rare lung disorder from Mount St. Helens. You watch. uh, interesting, interesting event. That's for sure. I remember when they realized the damn thing was going to erupt, and they were like, "Going, uh-oh." I had thought about going out tonight, but then it said, you know what? I need to get this going. So I had a friend turn 71 yesterday, so we took him out for brunch. I think this needs to be actually further over. Do that. Rinse with rinse. I think it's going to be a fun painting. It's science fiction, but I think it's going to fit right in. So, oh yeah, yeah. I know. We didn't hear the first blast, which was the big one, but we heard the second blast, which was at noon, and almost took out the windows in our house. Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah. And in Seattle, actually had thought we had died in that they were saying Yakima ceases to exist because they figured when they were their satellites at that time looking through the ash clouds, they couldn't believe anything was alive underneath that, and we were. Oh, our city council was trying to, we couldn't get any news out because it couldn't penetrate the ash. It was weird. We were getting news in, but we couldn't get the news out that we were still alive, and we. Oh yeah, that was a interesting. They were telling us to fill our bathtubs, to fill our sinks, everything with water because they didn't think our water system was going to last, and we did have problems after that. They were pretty accurate on that one. Yeah, our mayor, she was actually pretty good. She got on board real quick on that one, but it was interesting. That was an interesting day. Actually, an interesting few months. Well, it was the biggest landslide ever recorded in history. And it was equivalent to I forget how many atomic bombs it was. Just like it was incredible. This is red here. Get out of your way here. Rinse. So how you doing, Merrick? Besides recovering from your Mount St. Helens trip? I think what's interesting, what they have discovered about Mount St. Helens, is that they said Mount St. Helens is actually part of Mount Adams. And they said the lava pool it's actually has been fed by Mount Adams, which is interesting. Adams is a much bigger mountain. It's the second largest mountain, and but isn't that interesting that they have found out that it was actually the lava pool under Adams, that there's a big like shaft that goes over to St. Helens, and they said that is where actually the source of the lava was from. I thought that was fascinating. They have learned more about volcanoes since Mount St. Helens eruption. They said it was the Pinatubo eruption in the Philippines, because of our knowledge from the St. Helens eruption, saved a tremendous amount of lives and said, get the hell out. We knew, get out before, before not good things. Get out. So that actually saved a lot of lives. Anytime I see a lump there, I smooth it out with my finger here. Whoa! I couldn't help myself. Sorry, got excited about that. Didn't take much. There's going to be cars here in the way here. Well, look at that. Like I said, I took this photograph probably a couple years ago. Oh, nice. It was so funny. My banana tree got hacked apart. My had a whole bunch of Vietnamese in the house here this weekend, and they cut a lot of leaves. It's going to grow back, no problem. But those banana leaves are really expensive. I didn't realize they were expensive in the store. So they said you got a treasured tree there, and then. The thing is that banana tree is particularly good because it taps into that artesian spring that I have, and so it's actually particularly fresh water that goes into it. So I thought that was interesting. So they said, no, your banana tree's high A+ quality. So I thought that was interesting. So it's highly sought after. I have a banana tree that's top quality. It's healthy as heck. It'll come right back with no problem, In fact, you already can see the new leaves coming up already. So, yeah. But they cut a lot there. Probably about $30 to $40 worth of herbs. I went out there in Hawaii on the main island and watched the lava flows. That was several years ago. And they actually had to test the paths, making sure you didn't cave through to where the lava was flowing. It was fascinating. It was really fascinating. God, you can't. It is. It's just fascinating. I love that type of stuff. I love geology. I love all that type of stuff. So. All my fans running here. Coming in with a smaller brush here. This is like such an iconic thing of Portland. God, when they almost thought they were going to lose it, I was like, oh, that would be horrible. Portland's had its woes here, and we don't need something like this going down. Powell's told me if I do another painting of their stores, make sure I tag them. So I will do that, but maybe not this painting because it's just the beginning of it. There's two L's in that. But it's such a cool store here. It's the biggest independent bookstore in the world. Oops. And then we have one of our beautiful lights here. Put that in. Down it goes. Okay. I remember when the dome was erupting with a lot of lava on St. Helens, and they said, what was it, like a semi truck worth of lava every second? It was like, oh, okay. All right, I got my attention. For a while there, they said at the rate it was going, they said it was going to rebuild the entire dome within a matter of years. It was just absolutely amazing. Then it slowed down again, but it will. I don't know. I'm fascinated with that type of stuff, so bear with me. I'm a nerd. All right. So this needs to go. This is a different brush here. Too much water. Oops. As you can see, it was way too much water. All right. Actually, that needs to go up a little further. Okay. have right here, that's a sign, well, that's a crosswalk. Cars all parked, all coming through the intersection. So we're going to put those in. In here with titanium white. Titanium white. Titanium white. Okay. Turn that off. Titanium white. And we're going to have this, we're going to reflect all this down into here. So we're just getting there. But I'm going to just keep cranking here because I think this one could actually be done tomorrow. And brush, smaller brush. You always see me looking over here. That's because I have a photograph that I took. This is a photograph that I took. Uh, and we'll clean that up as we go. All right, so that. So, Billy, this comes out of the brain, this part of it. Actually, that needs to be further over. Talking to myself, full conversation, don't worry about it. Yeah, that actually needs to be further, way further over. Okay, there we go. Yeah, let's keep working on this thing. Yeah, I think it's got a good feeling to it. I know it's interesting how a painting goes. Sometimes you immediately know if it has a good feeling to it or there's going to be a piece of work. You know, this one I think has a good feeling to it. I'm following what my brain was doing. Sit back and look at this thing. Yeah, we're gonna be fine. And this needs to be got another truck here. Let's go in the other direction on Burnside. We have so many one-way streets here, but Burnside is a two-way. It's one of our busiest streets. I'll call you Bobby. I'm just gonna call you Bobby, Billy. Pickup truck. It looks like a Ford. What is that? Explorer, I think. Got railroad. We got the streetcar tracks here. Put those in there. We got a car turning here. We'll get that all in there. Ah, yeah, we're making good progress. I always say, tell people to call me Leopold. 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 It's got to be one of the most all-time classic Bugs Bunny. Leopold. It's Leopold. All right, get a smaller brush here. Let's work on those cars real quick. These are condominiums here in the Pearl District. Those who don't know Portland, kind of an expensive area, but yeah, get those all put in place. We're making good progress here. Okay. Keep working on this. Powell's book. This car here. Leopold. Leopold. Oh, there is just absolutely some classic Bugs Bunny. Leopold. It's a little more. We're at an hour, but I think I'm going to, don't mind, I'm going to go a little bit longer and see if YouTube puts up with that with me. Oh, Lord. Come back in here with a small brush. Rinse, 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 rinse. There, it's a really cool store here in Portland. good. Talking to myself, full conversation. Don't worry about it. Say that how many times? That way I don't get thrown into an insane asylum. Okay, come back in here with a sponge. Standing back, standing back. You hear this chair squeak for a second. Yeah. I think I'm on the right track. Right. Sitting here looking at it. Sorry. You have to do that. Otherwise, you get off on the things. So, probably going to have to wrap this up here real soon. Yeah, we'll have this done by no later than Tuesday. That's my prediction. Okay, Tuesday. We will get this done. right. Okay. All right. On that note, people, I think I'm going to call it good for tonight. But I think seriously, I think Tuesday I'll be done with this one, and I'll start a new one right away. Uh, this one didn't totally come out of my head. I actually took a photograph of that intersection, so we will get it. We will get it. All right. But seriously, thank you so much for joining me. Whoa! We have a science fiction with PAL books involved here. Right now, you're probably like going, okay, he's got it sketched out, but it's not completely there. But we're going to get there. So seriously, I know exactly where I'm going with this. And so we're going to get there. You take care, stay healthy, stay safe. Thank you to the healthcare workers and all those people that have kept this economy going. Thank you so much. You take care. I'll be back on tomorrow. I will be back on at 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock Pacific time. Take care. Bye-bye. Whoa! Got excited there.